So you want the luxury look at home, but you don't know how to get it. Stay tuned while I share my top 5 tips for a luxury look at home. Okay, let's start with number 5. Number 5 is all about the drapery. Drapery is so critical to create luxury in your room. Now, you don't have to spend a lot. The one thing that I will say is no, absolutely no grommet curtains. Say it with me. No grommet curtains. Okay. But from there, you've got lots of choices. I would go for a pinch pleat if you're looking for something more traditional. If you're going for something more contemporary or modern, I love what's called a ripple fold, which is just basically a wave of fabric, and that's on a hidden track. So it's very sleek. And the most important thing about your drapery is we want to mount it high. The biggest offense I see is drapery hung just above a window. So, a general rule of thumb is to take the space between the top of your window and your ceiling and go right in the middle. And that's where I would mount my drapery. So, if you have a 9-foot ceiling and your windows are at 8 feet, you want to mount your curtains at 8.5 feet. And then from there, the other critical part is where those drapes end. And we want to end them at the floor. So just grazing the floor. They don't have to touch, but they want to be very close to the floor. That's going to give you length, it's going to give you drama, and it's really going to give you that luxury look. The next thing I would do for a luxury look in my home is update the lighting. It's such an easy way to add drama and interest to a room. So invest in a fixture in your room that's going to set the tone of what the style is that you are going for. And that can be so many different things. Have fun with it, mix and play around with the styles. So if you have a contemporary space, you could go with a mid-century modern fixture. You could do something more traditional. You can have fun and add different elements. It's an opportunity to have different fixture, different finish, different elements. And that's what gives you that luxury look when you layer the finishes in a room. So you don't need to have everything in the room be brass or everything in the room be black. Think outside the box and look at other materials and finishes that would spark some interest and conversation in your space, because ultimately the best interiors, they invoke ideas and conversations. The next thing I would do to elevate my space for a more elevated and luxury look is an area rug. And we want the area rug to be probably, honestly, much larger than what you've been doing. The area rug, at minimum, needs to go under the front feet of all your furniture so that you're really grounding the space and creating that center seating arrangement. If it's a dining table that you're putting a rug under, you want to do a test and make sure when someone goes to pull out their chair that it's still under the rug. The worst thing you can do is have someone getting their chair caught on your area rug when they're trying to pull in their seat. Now, the next thing I would do is layer my fabrics. So have fun with it. In an elevated space, the thing that really makes the difference and sets it apart from other rooms is when you layer in different fabrics. So we want different textures. We don't want everything to be the same. There's got to be some tension and some texture happening in a space. So think about harder surfaces, mixing different things. Maybe you've got some metal finishes, maybe you've got some marble finishes. And then with your furnishings, maybe you've got some velvet, maybe you're mixing it with linen. Think about different finishes throughout the space. That is going to give you a winning room that just oozes with luxury. And my last tip to give you that luxury look is adding artwork. Adding artwork is really going to elevate a space. And what I want you to do with artwork is I want you to look at local artists in your area, and you can buy prints for an amazing price, get them framed. It doesn't have to be expensive. But the point is, you want to buy something that's unique that you love because that's going to set the character of a space and make it unique to you. And there's nothing more luxury than that. So try to avoid the big box stores for the generic artwork because you can see it a mile away and it doesn't feel luxury. So, really think about investing in artwork. And if you can't invest a lot, think about buying prints. You can also buy artwork at antique shows and buy something old that is stunning, that's got a gorgeous frame. And then it's very unique, it's very personal, and it's really going to elevate the space. So I hope that those tips help you to give you some ideas of how to create a luxury look at home. And stay tuned because we've always got more tips coming to help you create a more beautiful life at home.